Hello, everybody. Lisa,
Hold it.
he's doing a timer because I lose track of time, so he's setting his timer.
Here you go. Wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to my world. Lord have mercy. So Lisa was supposed to join us tonight, but her and Curtis are flying. They were actually doing a training today, and so I'm hoping that they'll show up in a little bit, and we'll just kind of wing it from there. So let's start off with some wins for the week. Who wants to go first?
I do.
Yay, go!
A huge win this week that I'm so excited.
I don't want to hear about your sod either.
Oh my God, this is doTERRA related.
Okay.
I know. My win. So you guys know I have a doTERRA team, right? I'm a proud planted person at Premier. It's great. I had somebody in my life, my mother-in-law, lost her mother this week. And I wanted to send her something. And so I was trying to come up with what I should send her. And I was going to send flowers, this big ordeal, but I decided not to do that. So I enrolled her for $150 and sent her the Aroma Touch Diffuse Kit. And it was for free because I'm a Premier. I'll get the bonus, which is $190 back on my next doTERRA check. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
What a good idea. This is Janet. Sorry. That is a great idea.
I know. So it was cool.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is that the only time you buy your mother-in-law something is when you get it for free?
No.
Gosh, you are so rude.
That's terrible. But it's a double whammy, right?
Yes, it is.
So I was excited.
And you got to bless her, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Rude.
You should treat your mother-in-law a little
You
better.
go to the other room. We don't have a doghouse, or I'd send him there. Anybody else who wants to share a win? Something good. Doesn't have to be doTERRA.
I made it through a week of really bad day job and enrolled another person just 5 minutes ago. So I'm still going on my doTERRA journey to hopefully retire from corporate America. So that's another step in the right direction.
Awesome.
Good job.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Who else?
We haven't heard anything from you guys for a while.
We didn't hear what you said, Mark. Who'd you say?
I said, how about the Jackmans? We haven't heard anything from them for a while.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can say a win if you want me to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, the Jacksons go first.
Nope. Go ahead, Shannon.
I started. Iris talked me into what was it? The end of April. We went to a conference for gem therapy, and I got all my people done and my gem therapies done for the previous. Like, you had to do that to get certified, and so I'll get certified now because I did the Zoom yesterday. So I'm just waiting for that to come in the mail, and then I can do them and like have a service and do that service for future clients in my team. So I'm really excited.
Awesome.
Cool.
That sounds super cool. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Very excited about it.
Cool.
Thanks.
Sweet. Okay, Jeff, you're not going to get off the hook.
Darn it. Oh, yeah, where to start? We got lots of wins here. Just found out my oldest son, he is going to finish this year with his Associates of Arts, and then he'll finish up this summer with Associates of Science, and then he's transferring to Willamette University in the fall. And so we're excited about that. It's been a real journey. So
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so we'll spend just a little bit of time on our social media challenge, and then we're going to move into what's coming up June 1st. So does anybody have any questions, any good stuff that you want to share about how this social media challenge has gone? So it was a bomb. Didn't work.
I would just. Okay, if you think it was a bomb, that's not good, Romy.
I don't think it was a bomb. I think it was awesome.
Yes, I didn't have any personal enrollments yet. I have had several people come to me as customers, but around this neck of the woods, you don't just jump in and buy something that is more than $50, it seems like. So I am very optimistic about those people, and they're deciding that they like the product and they're going on. A lot of people have commented online about, oh, this is neat, or that's really something I hadn't thought of with my posts, and the posts have really made a difference in my visibility. So I really like that.
Awesome.
And this is Janet. So as you know, I have scheduled gut health stuff through September with Cresta for my summer challenge. I've actually got the date June 10th and then July 12th, and then August we have a weekend we're looking at, and then September we're going to stop. But I also am going to do a dual. See, I'm scared of Facebook's lives, but when I do it with somebody, it's not so bad. So that's how I'm doing it. And so I also am very involved with pets and essential oils. So Dr. Janet Work, which I'm sure you guys know who she is, she's in Austin, Texas, and I talk to her a lot, and I'm part of a private vet group of hers so that we can talk freely about essential oils and their use and what to use them for. And she's going to do a live with me too. So I've got that going to happen in June as well. So I'm building up slowly but surely. I'm going to get to 3 a week. That's more than just me popping on, and so that they're meaningful and they'll be staying on my page for searchable things. And then I've also been taking that leap, and I'm sharing from my business page to my personal page, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Actually, my sister, who works for the State Department, travels everywhere, has actually seen the ylang-ylang fields and stuff like that in Madagascar and in a few other places, which was kind of cool. And I didn't know that until I actually shared that. So I think it's been a success. It's been
Awesome.
Been getting me out of my comfort zone for sure.
Very cool. So Lisa has joined us. Welcome, welcome, Lisa. It's so good to see you.
I was having a couple computer issues.
No problem. Super excited to have you with us. It's been a long time since we've been together. For those of you that don't know who Lisa Grossman is, she is a sought-after trainer. She is an amazing, amazing woman. She serves everyone. She just leads with her heart. She has, I don't even want to say how many years of experience with training and teaching people in network marketing. And so we're super excited to have her with us. She's actually having some computer issues. So we'll just kind of keep going a little bit until she is ready to join.
Okay, I just couldn't, I was having problems getting on Zoom. That's why I was like.
Okay. So her and Lisa and Curtis have done trainings with us for gosh, hi Curtis. For probably, oh my gosh, long time. So we have a lot of trainings on our YouTube channel that has Curtis and Lisa training with us. Hi Curtis.
Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing?
Great. It's good to see you.
Yeah, she had to run for a moment. She'll be right back. She thought she had something with her. And I didn't. She was digging in the briefcase and wasn't there. Hey, girl, how are you guys doing?
Very good.
Awesome.
Very, very good.
You're obviously out west because it's still got the sun.
We are. We're in Utah for a little bit. We actually will be leaving here in about a week and a half, and we can't decide where we want to go from here, so I had Mark stand with the atlas at arm's length, and so I just poked the atlas, and the first one was way up in Canada, and then the next one was in San Diego, and both of us are like, no, that doesn't work.
What she didn't know is that after she closed her eyes, I moved the map.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, there you go. That's cool. Well, good. So how can we help you guys?
Well,
By the way, we've just come literally right off. We got off a plane late this afternoon. We just come right out of a 6-day kind of train thing. So it's kind of a little mushy, but that's okay. We knew we were going to be here in time for this, and we love the opportunity to come and spend some time with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking time for us. So we actually are starting a 90-day push on June 1st, and I thought who better to talk to all of us about that than you and Lisa. Sure. However.
Well, I'll give you a couple of thoughts to lead off, and Lisa's really the master of all of that. By the way, while she's not here, she's actually been in the profession for 30 years. Okay, you don't have to tell her I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, she started when she was 2. I'm just kidding. 90-day pushes are outstanding things, and I don't know how you guys have structured it and how you set it up to this point. There's a couple ways to look at it. One is the psychotic approach, which is sometimes incredibly effective, where part of the preparation is you call all those closest to you. You sit down with your children, you talk to your family members. If you decide you're really going to go forward and say, I love you all, I love you more, and even though you'll hear almost nothing from me unless it's an absolutely life and death, somebody's in the hospital emergency, I'm not going to be returning emails because I'm flat going at it. There's one version. That's the far side of, Earth has disappeared as far as I'm concerned, and I'm just going to go rock and roll. Or it's just one of those things that within whatever schedule you allow, the best thing is make sure that you calendar it. Make sure that you get out because you have, this is a personal decision time. I mean, I literally know someone who 4 or 5 years ago, after going there for training, just during the thought turned his partner said, "You're really going flat out for 90 days." Never in all my years. And they literally rented an apartment, threw mattresses on the floor, got bare bones food, would go shopping at 6 p.m. And they literally locked themselves down and rocked and rolled for 90 days. Their income went from $5,000 a month to $93,000 a month in 64 days. Now, that's not necessarily feasible for everybody. So one of the things would be to calendar your time. Mark out on the calendar in black all those things you cannot be available in terms of time. Here's when my job is. Here's when my children have to have me. Here's those other things. And then truly mark what are you willing to sacrifice? Okay, I won't watch Grey's Anatomy this night. I won't watch this for 90 days. I won't do that. I won't do the other. I'll set those aside. And here's the time that I'm willing to allocate. And then with that, you can work with your teammates, your team membership, and say, what is the way that I can maximize the time that I have so that during that time, I mean, I've set it aside. I've let my family know. I know we've always got Wednesday night bowling night. Not going to do it for the next 3 months. You guys just tell me what the scores are because I'm going to set that aside to create a new family or whatever you choose. So you just needed to kind of lay out what is your choice of everything you've got and everything that you believe is comfortable to give for 90 days. That should be one place to start because everybody's going to be different and not to go. Since she had to go, I'm just going to be really clear. I have to go to the restroom. My bladder's about to burst. So she's back. I'm going to let her hop in. That was just my quick thought real quick. If you've got a schedule of what is available to you, then you can decide how you're going to best use it. At least give you some insight on that, and I'll be right back.
Hey guys. Okay, so what are we talking about?
So we're doing our 90-day push starting June 1st. So I thought you guys would be awesome to be able to give some tidbits and motivation, inspiration, your best.
What are your
Whatever you have. What's that?
What's the objective?
Objective is to really, so it really is a commitment. We're on commitment level right now to push for those 90 days. And
I know,
so
but everybody have a goal of what they want to accomplish in the 90 days.
that's what we, in the commitment form that they filled out, they all will have their, so it'll be a rank goal.
Okay, so the reason I ask is you really have to work from a plan of what you're trying to get done. You know, individually and collectively, because from the top down you drive and from the bottom up you build, and everybody's rank pushes somebody else's rank forward. But everybody needs to know what they're going for and what it looks like. How many customers, you know, not just how much volume, but how do we get that volume done? How many customers? Where does everybody have to be? Because my experience is that without knowing exactly what you're trying to build, it doesn't happen. And too many people kind of just go to work to see what happens. You have to go to work to fill in the picture that you see. That's the biggest challenge that people have. Because motivation, inspiration, all of it comes down to clarity. When you are clear with what you're trying to accomplish, then all the questions in your mind and everything in your mind uses that to build what you're doing today. So if you have to have a very vivid, clear picture of exactly what you're trying to build, because then every decision you make, that picture becomes your compass. Is this moving me toward where I want to go? Is this moving me away from where I want to go? And the more people are able to do that, the less they're dealing with end of the month stress. There'll always be more business at the end of the month, but you don't want the end of the month to be trying to accomplish a bunch of stuff ahead of when it should, ahead of schedule, because you need to happen for a date. So you always want to have enough. You always want to be working and have enough in process that it's you sort of know what's going to happen, because you're just continually following up and working with the stuff that you've already been working for. You don't want to be looking, and it happens for people. But long term, if you want to build businesses that continually grow and grow, and the volume goes up every month, you want to know, you want everything that you want a ton of stuff in process, so that when you go to the end of the month, or you get down to the end of the month, you're working on all the stuff that you've had in play to get it closed down, not trying to initiate something and get it done by the end of the month. And that's what happens to so many people. And the reason is they don't really have a clear picture of how to build something. So sometimes their goals are not in line. They want a 3-month, based on their availability of time and their consistency of work ethic, they take a 3-month goal and try to get it in a month. You see, and the most important thing isn't hitting the goal in the time frame. The most important thing when you work is that whatever you have decided to do, whatever you are working on it from day one. You have to start the month the way you finish the month. You have to finish strong. And what it really comes down to is understanding that if you're running for Starfleet Commander, that you don't know exactly when you're going to hit it, but you are going to hit it. It's not an if or I want to, it's I will. And then you leave it all on the field, whether you think you're close or not, up until the minute that month closes. Because it really doesn't matter whether you hit the goal or not. It matters that you're in a forward motion, because what's going to happen in a plan is there'll be months that you're running for a goal and you have to run and leave it all on the field, every single bit, no matter what. Even if you think you're not going to make it, go, 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 for 2 reasons. One is you may not hit your goal, but your extra efforts will push somebody above you getting theirs. And conversely, when you're running hard, somebody below you that is following your lead will push you across yours, because it is a team effort when it's built properly. But the most important thing is you're never going to hit every goal you set. And you need to understand that in this business and life. If you did, your goals aren't big enough. You're setting goals, you got to say, yeah, I got my job, then I can go off and do something else right now. So the key is that you won't hit every goal you set, but someday when you get on stage, they're going to ask you how you got there. And what you're going to say is, I got here because win, lose, or draw, when I set a goal, I pushed and pushed and pushed and gave it everything I had and left it all on the field. And sometimes I didn't make it, but that's the attitude that makes you make it. That's the attitude that you infect with others. That's the attitude that builds team. So often, people are working on their individual goals as if they're these self-contained little countries, and they're not. You know, this person, if you're going for the 6th rank, who's going for 5? Who's going for 4? Who's going for 3? Because working with all of them pushes everybody up, and then everybody's working together. Because when you're leading, it's what are we going to do? What are we working? This is what we're working on. Because nobody gets to any kind of goal in that we're working without team. So any goal that you achieve, early ranks, yes. But as you move up the ladder, it involves other people. It involves developing other leaders. So any rank that you achieve is not one that you do on your own. Nobody can do it on their own. Take top ranks in company. They're usually like 1 million points or something. Nobody goes out and sells $1 million or 1 million points for something on their own. It involves the cumulative collective effort of a lot of people. And everybody working together means that that all your efforts are most maximized. So starting at the top, what rank are you shooting for?
I'm shooting for presidential.
In 3 months' time, or what?
July.
That's
July.
That's
2 months.
Okay.
So
it's a 90-day run though. So what are we shooting for by the end of August?
That'll be presidential twice.
Okay.
July and August.
To be on track for that, what do we need? What's the goal for June?
The goal for June is solid blue. The goal for this whole challenge for everybody is building elites, because that's the building block for going forward for everybody on the team.
I get it, but I'm saying, so you're solid blue and then presidential.
Yep.
So from that, everybody needs to pick their rank for the end of August, the end of July, whatever this run is. And I would go with August. Because if it's a 90-day run, what's your goal in August, and then work it backward and stretch. And what do you have to do to be on track in June, in July, so that you coast into it in August? Because network marketing is very predictable. You should be able to tell pretty quickly at 90 days out, based on how your garden is growing, if you're looking to see where your business is going to be. And if you know where it's going to be on the trajectory that it's on, then you know where you have places that you have to you know where it's going to be, then you have to adjust your goals accordingly. Because if you look at the trajectory you're on, and it doesn't tell you that in 90 days building at that place is going to get your goal, then very quickly you'll be able to identify where are the places that you have to work harder to up the trajectory to get where you want to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because once you've done that, then it's a function of working the system and working the business. And I can tell you that in order to do that and do it effectively, it's not too many people focus on results. They're results oriented. Network marketing is activity based. You have a system that you follow. When you introduce the business, you have a system that you follow in acquiring customers. You have a system that you follow for follow-up, auto ships, etc. You have a basic system. And everybody needs to be working the same system. Everybody needs to be asking the same question, working the same process. I'm not talking about strategic. You might like a video and you might like an audio, and I don't particularly, or this one might like a meeting and this one might like a conference call. All that's fine. But the process has to be well defined. Because once it is, the way to get more on this end is to put more people in the process. Put more people in the process and follow up. Put more people in the process and follow up. Put more people in the process. And the more people that you get in front of the information, that's how you get the results. It's not about changing someone's mind or talking somebody into it or getting people to buy more than they want to buy. Usually sales and flash sales and holidays take care of that because the products are so good. But it's all about how many people are you putting into the process, because you have to learn your numbers. And the only way to have numbers that you can trust is when you follow the same process with everybody. Skill trumps talent. Skill being find something that any person who repeats it over and over again, develop a level of proficiency that's good enough to achieve a desired result. Talent is when, rather than marrying the process and divorcing the results, tend to modify the process to try to change or influence the results. And any numbers you get from that, you can't build a plan upon, because not everybody has your talents. You don't have some other people's talents. And when you're building dependent on a talent, because you're a great salesperson, you can't even replicate yourself, let alone replicate with other people. And I would rather have 4 people or 4 customers join my business based on process than 7 because it was all about me and my ability to get them to close them. Because if I can follow the basic process and get 4, and I can get 10 other people doing the same thing, I can get 44. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so marry the process and divorce the results and figure out what your numbers are. In order to get this many X's, I have to put this many people in front of it and follow this. In order to get 4 new customers, I have to talk to 20 people to get 10 people to watch the video, or whatever your process is. So you get 4 people that come out the other side that enroll as either a customer or a distributor. Once you know what your numbers are, then it becomes very easy to figure out how many people you have to be talking to on a daily basis, getting in front of the information to get a certain number of customers, volume doers. Because I don't care how they join. Volume is what we get paid on, and people using the product is the backbone of it anyway. So you should always have more people that are interested in the product than the opportunity anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You guys don't have to stay muted. I mean, we can have a conversation. We're not doing this for the public. So that is the most important thing. Motivation comes from knowing what you're building, from knowing why you're building it. And being able to see yourself getting it done. So I think that you can inspire people. I don't look much to motivate people, because inspiration lasts forever, and things that inspire you kind of push you forward and keep your eye on the prize on the days that are so awesome. I can't motivate anybody to work their business. If I want it for them more than they want it, if they don't see all of the amazing possibilities, probabilities, in fact, if they are working for themselves, their family, the people that they know, love, and care about, I don't know how to get them working. But if you have a picture in your head that excites you, that is clear and defined, then that alone will motivate. And your actions, the inspired action that you take when you build your business accordingly, when you marry the process, you force the result, and you keep getting in front of people, your excitement, your enthusiasm for what you see on the horizon is what then, in fact, inspires others to do what you've done. And that's where the motivation comes from within. Inspiration can come from anywhere. Because no matter how many wonderful stories we see or we hear, or no matter how many wonderful product results we hear, or no matter how many people we see get to the top of the company. I mean, we all know that if one person can do it, it can be done. If 2 people can do it, it's not a fluke. If 5 people have done it, anybody can. But taking yourself from the anybody to that anybody can do it, but I'm going to be one of the ones who does, this comes from within. Because that perpetuates around the decision that what you want out of life and the contribution you feel that you can make with what you're doing to other people's lives is greater than anything that holds you back. And again, that comes back to vision. Most people who don't really achieve what they want for themselves in life, forget the time frame in the calendar, because as long as you're persistently moving with, following process and doing it every day, the dates may change or be accelerated, sometimes delayed, but the end result is pretty much assured. But until such a time as people have such a clear picture that they just don't care about anything else, it's always very sporadic and usually for the wrong reasons and becomes a chore. If your picture is clear enough, you can't sleep at night. Get up in the morning excited to go back to work, and there never seem to be enough hours in the day to get the work that you're doing done. And that's just what I found. Now, once you have that, the how-tos are very simple. And that's what a lot of people don't really want to recognize. This is such a simple business. It's recipe driven. It's like going and getting a cookbook to make lasagna. It's not difficult. You know exactly how to do it. The recipe will tell you, and if you follow the instructions as they are designed, you'll get a pretty predictable result. And after 3-4 attempts, you'll get a really good lasagna. But all of that knowledge and all of that recipe doesn't mean you're going to get up off the couch, or I'm going to get off the couch and take the recipe and turn it into a grocery list and go to the grocery store and buy all the stuff and come home and start making lasagna. And the question is, would I make lasagna just because I think lasagna is a cool thing to make? No. Would I make lasagna because Sunday night dinner, everybody's coming over and they love lasagna and I can see how excited everybody's going to be around this table with lasagna? Yeah, I'm going to go make it. Am I making sense here?
Yes.
So maybe if you guys want to ask some questions on specifics, I can give you some direction on that. And I can help you all get on track. Do you have a calendar? Because if you're all going to go doing this together, then you need to be constantly in touch with your teammates, the people that you're working, your upline, your downline, your support mechanism, because everybody working together to achieve the common goals, because everybody's goal is a piece of someone else's goal in some form or fashion, then, you need to stay in touch. You need to have weekly calls to see where everybody's at. You need to be working as closely with each other as you can because it works. Nobody is in this business alone unless their total goal is to go out and maybe build a customer base and not really build a big business. I think that would be lonely as opposed to being connected to other people, because there are no shortcuts to success, but you can in fact, accelerate your learning curve through modeling and through other people's experience. So being in touch with everybody, you can in fact move people to action quicker by connecting them with information that is not from you. If your lips are moving, it should really only be a point guide or direct somebody to a third-party resource to read something to somebody or to tell them a story or someone else's. You don't want to become the system. So anybody got any questions? Anything you're curious about? Anything I can help with on a specific topic? Okay, let's not all shout out at once here.
Yeah, you better hurry up.
Lisa, this is Iris, and I have several family things going on. My daughter's getting married late September.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm trying to decide how to work around all these showers and all the hoopla that goes along with it.
Well, I have two questions to that. One, don't worry about when you can't work. You pull out a calendar and carve out, 2 hours, 3 times a week that you're going to work your business. We, as human beings, I mean, that's where I would start and then see what else you can do. We tend to get done what we schedule, and we tend to get overwhelmed by lists. And as human beings, we really don't prioritize this stuff. And you know that, I mean, I've been working on this forever. I have this whole long list of things to do, and I just start working lists. You know, this isn't very important. This is really urgent, but unless it's life sharing, it really doesn't get to the top of the list. So I'm working down a list, cleaning out sock drawers when when the time should be spent somewhere else. That's the first thing. Get a calendar out, put all the showers and things, give yourself time, but carve out time that is in the schedule. Just like I have an hour, you know, this is when I'm going to go to the store, and this is when I'm going to go meet so-and-so for lunch, and this is when I'm going to make my calls. And secondly, if you've got all these things going on, that's going to put you with a lot of people, right? Put them all in process.
Yes.
Don't go asking everybody if they're looking for a business. Chances are they aren't, but you've got amazing products. And asking people, what do they know about, you know, what do they feel about, or what do they know about? And if I send you a video, you know, will you watch it? If I will, you. If they say no, that's cool. But not everybody does. And most of the opportunities in life and network marketing are missed because people have created such a complicated process they're going to have to take people through in their minds that they then try to execute in reality, that they just don't know how, because they pass by people to say something very simple like, you know, what do you know about essential oils? Or do you use essential oils?
I have a
Because
great,
it's so popular today. Everybody's at least, they're kind of mainstream. You know, if I sent you a quick video on essentials, would you watch it? How many times a day can you ask that question? That's a 3-minute conversation.
I asked about seven.
I'm sorry?
I asked about 7 different people today while I was grocery shopping.
And?
They're all very interested.
Okay,
And
so you have something that you can send them that doesn't take a lot of time, that will simply support. You're eventually going to have to. I'm not saying there's a system that replaces the human touch, but the key is to get humanly involved with people after they've gone through enough that can be automated, that doesn't require you, that the investment of your time is good. So often people are investing all this time on the front end with little more than a list of people who haven't indicated any interest whatsoever. And they get deeply into a process with them that they may not even want to be in. So now you're working with all these people instead of letting various tools along the way, you know, either separate people out or move them into the customer. Yeah, I'd love to buy that product, so that by the time you're interjecting a lot of personal time, you're dealing with something much more than, you know, what should be, as you said, a very simple, just ask them at the grocery store question. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
So I would say that all these things that are happening are going to be massive opportunities to create conversations, not presentations, conversations, a whole host of new people, some of which will go to the next step, some of which after that will go to the next step after that, some of which will, you know, not want to go any further except they will buy product. And that's all you're doing, is continually having ongoing conversations with people as you're moving through a process, so that they can choose where they want to get off the bus or how they want to participate at the final destination, if they in fact stay on the bus.
Very good. I love it. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, actually, this is Janet, and I've been doing this, just following the journey and learning from everybody else for a while. But you said something tonight that made a lot of sense to me about the process and the recipe, and just reconfirming it every time, just doing the same thing over and over again. And I know that Romy's told us this 100 times, but for some reason tonight the light bulb went on. So thank you. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, it's Tracy in St. Louis. How you doing?
Tracy in St. Louis.
Yeah. So you're saying that we don't really have to spend, I guess, hours and hours is an exaggeration, but this whole rapport building at, there was a question there.
I know what I think people spend way too much time building it. Because when we talk about it that way, it's agenda based and people pick up on it. You know, I think that when you want to have a conversation with somebody, you have a conversation. And in the course of conversation, if you're actually having a communicative conversation, you can always ask people. You know, I do it all the time because I'm really happy. I'm enjoying life. People ask me why. I love what I'm doing. What do you do? Oh, well, what do you know about essential oils? Something, nothing, everything. Doesn't matter. If I send you a video to give you a little bit of information, would you be open to watching it? You know, or I have a product I think that would really be helpful with X, Y, Z. If I sent you some quick information, would you look at it? Because business is at its best when it's really about the person that's in front of you.
Right.
And the last time it was about you was when you were a prospect. And that's a harsh thing to tell people, but it's the truth. That's the last time this business was about you. Because theoretically, you've made your decision. This is what you're doing. And your decision hopefully wasn't predicated on what a lot of other people are going to do. Because I have these children that I've had now for 26 and 24 years respectively. I support them. For years, they had to come to me for money. I held the car keys. I had so much leverage, and I still can't make them do what I want them to do. And they lived with me, and I had, you know, it was like a tyrannical person for all these years, and I still couldn't get them to do what I wanted to do. So I don't make a lot of decisions based on that I think other people are going to do what I think they should do, because because arguably, I think that I could affect world peace, but they aren't calling me.
No, apparently not.
You know, and I read things in the paper, and I'm sure I could do better, and yet they still don't call me. So here's what I would suggest. If you're talking to perfect strangers, then they shouldn't be perfect strangers. How many of y'all are in Facebook groups, other than the ones to build your business? Here's my recommendation. I go join 3 or 4 Facebook groups. I would not join one that is about MLM. I would not join one that's about essential oils. Write down 10 things that you love. And I don't care how they could be silly. They could be like gardening, glitter. I don't care. Everything in between. And go join some groups that fit in, communities that align with things that you are genuinely interested in, things where you would like to learn more, and things where you think you can bring value to other people that are interested in it as well. Because then you have natural relationships. You don't have to worry about building rapport. It finds itself. It's like when you go to a dinner party. You know, you may say hello to everybody in the room and think when you leave, oh, I wish I'd have more time so I could have spent more time with more people. But then you start to think about it. You could have a year and a half and you wouldn't want to go spend equal time with 100 people that were at a dinner party. And they could all be lovely people. But some of them, there's just no click. If you're talking to somebody you haven't talked to in a long time and you're messaging them out like a messenger, kind of get to the point. Say, with like this, say, hi, Tracy, been a long time. So, been a long time. I would love to catch up soon, but can I ask you, but I'd love to catch up soon. But can I ask you a question? What do you know about essential oils? And even if she comes back and says, I'm not interested, catch up.
Yeah.
Because very often, it's about the relationship, not about the transaction of the minute. Because people buy from people they like, they buy from people that respect them, they buy from people that think they have their interests in them. And as you talk to people, you begin to actually have positive suggestions that can impact their lives in a positive way. Now, they may not choose to try whatever it is, but if you genuinely are there for them, giving them something that you believe could benefit them, they recognize it. It comes across, and eventually, with enough follow-up and enough time, they'll do something with you anyway. I think the best tool for that is I want you to imagine that every person that you interact with, where the business comes up, or oils come up, or whatever it is that you do comes up at all, is going to do something magnificent for your business at some point. You don't know what it is though. Yeah, maybe they'll join. Maybe they'll be the greatest customer you've ever had. Maybe they won't even buy a product, but they'll refer you to somebody who will be the greatest distributor you've ever had. But in some form or fashion, at some point, they're going to bring magnificence into your business. The 7th time you have contact. This is predicated on the fact that they want to connect with you the 7th time.
Right.
This is predicated on the fact that you want to connect with them the 7th time. Because if there is no click, then you continually follow up with people, but now it really is situationally based. It's on you getting them enough information to make a decision, because if they don't become your customer, you go through logical progression and there's no click there, chances are you'll never really speak to them again, other than to see if their status has changed with regards to what you're selling or perhaps joining you in business. If a genuine relationship develops and you become friends, they're going to help your business.
Right.
Because friends help friends with their business,
Right.
whether they're in it or not. That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I love doTERRA's products. I'd be an awesome customer if Romy didn't keep sending them to me.
Shh.
So it is as it is. I'm just an awesome user.
Yes. And don't you think we're also just so, we never ask because we're so wrapped up in being afraid of the no?
Yeah, I think I think fear of no is a big part of it, but that's where learning your numbers makes a lot of sense, going back to what I said at the beginning.
Okay.
Because most people don't do most things. 2 out of 10 people drink Coca-Cola on the planet. They're doing so well. I don't think they're up at night about the 8 people that are rejecting, the 8 out of 10 that are rejecting them.
Right.
Because they're not rejecting Coca-Cola. I think we all think it's a company we all respect. You know, what they've built and what they've done. But some people just really don't want to drink, 41 tablespoons of sugar with some caffeine. I actually do, much less than I used to. But I can understand why people don't.
Right.
And they're probably pretty smart. So I think that the thing you have to understand is you're only taking the rejection personally if somehow people's desire, if you're trying, and we all do this, so I don't mean you, but somebody not wanting to do your business, meaning that they don't like you, or not wanting to buy your product, meaning that they don't like you, would be the equivalent of your doctor telling you should go to medical school, you say no, him thinking you hated it.
Right. I get it.
So, but if you marry the process of divorce, the results, see, our job is not to go out and get people to do anything. It's not to go out and close people and convince people and handle objections. It's to follow a particular process of connecting people with something that could be of great benefit to them that they know nothing about and you do. That's really what it's about. And in the end, you don't ever change the process because you want to you're wanting to commit to replication. But on the flip side, they always have a choice. And we're in the choice business. And to get angry with people because they choose differently than we would like them to implies that we don't believe that they have a choice. And sometimes people just feeling that they don't have the pressure, that it really is their choice, makes them choose, to get involved to whatever degree they want to. So very often, we're worried about being rejected. They're worried about the pressure that's being put on them because we go out and we assume that everybody wants to build a great, big, successful business against it. Yeah. What if somebody doesn't?
Right.
What if they just want to make $200 a month?
Right.
The answer, they want to work part-time and make $200 a month. And instead of, and maybe their vision will change over time, but we don't get excited about that person, and we should.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person who wants to make $200 a month typically will have a realistic outlook when they go to work. Their expectations are reasonable. The work that's required for them is not massive. They have time to learn as they go. And I guarantee you that when they go from $200 a month to $400 a month, they're not going to complain. Most I would say to a person like that is, hey, $200 a month, we can easily turn that into $1,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time, the magic of part-time. So many people have lost and forget that this business is built upon the magic of part-time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the big stories, we tell them because they validate what's possible within our space. But it's incredibly hard work. Fulfilling, fabulous if you get it under control. And again, that's where I come back to process. Because if everybody's doing something different with every different person, you've got a team of 20, we're each talking to 10 people and modifying the process to try to get somebody. You now have 200 different methodologies going on with 20 people.
Right. And then how can you duplicate that?
You can't even duplicate it yourself.
Right.
If you are sitting with somebody who says no and you magnificently land on their triggers, their hot buttons, their this, their that, and you get the sale, the next time it shows up, you could do exactly the same thing. You're not going to get the same result.
Right.
Think about McDonald's. They are what they are. They have a very simple, replicable model, which is why they're all over the world. If everybody was doing what they wanted, they wouldn't even be able to manage 3 stores. But McDonald's pretty much does, this is the menu. And if you don't like it, you can choose not to eat there. But they don't change it radically because, oh my God, a lot of people are eating sushi, so we should have hamburgers and sushi. They stay in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to massively create massive distribution, and that's what we're looking for. We're in the business of building distribution networks of distribution networks to service many, many, many consumers. That's the business. Not in terms of coming up with a different advertising campaign for every possible consumer to get the individual sale. The president of Coca-Cola, who lives in Atlanta, I'm pretty certain is not worried about knocking on his next-door neighbor's door every day with a different pitch to see if today's the day that I can land on the thing that will make him drink Coke, because he's worried about getting thousands of people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yes. Thank you.
My pleasure.
We have time for one more question.
Sure.
So Lisa can get some sleep.
I'm actually going live after this.
Oh boy.
I'm on a 30-day live challenge. Don't ask. I don't even want to do them for 30 minutes. I have to at least make it. This is the first day. I at least have to make it through the first day.
Where do we get the short videos
What short videos?
that you said when you ask somebody, if I send you a quick
Well,
video?
I don't know what tools that you have, but with as big a company as doTERRA is, they have to have a video or two to talk about something.
Alls I have is the discs that come in the.
Oh, no. Go to the website. Go to YouTube. Go to Screen Share. Go to SlideShare. There's all kinds of stuff out there about doTERRA, and you just got to find. There's not a tool everybody's using.
It's on your back office.
Yeah, I'm saying go in the back because there's no way. They're $1 billion company. Well, actually, you're $3 billion. There's no way they don't have a tool. You could never get that big without one.
Yeah, they have a bunch of stuff, and they have the monthly videos that you can send out, and they have ebooks and everything. And they also on YouTube have Ask doTERRA. So
find the
sorry for butting in, but I just wanted to let you know.
The first thing you want to show people is something to pique their interest. You don't want to send people up for a master's degree before they've even indicated that they want to, they want to audit the kindergarten. So find the shortest video that will pique somebody's interest enough that they can either say, well, I'd like to know more, or that's really interesting, or that interested me not at all.
This is something that nobody's asked. What about, how do you re-energize the team or the group that you have? Or
building another team.
by building another.
The quickest way I have found to get people back to work is either run some sort of a contest that makes them raise their hand and show you who the ones are that want, or go start another team. Because the people are like, just like kids. They don't want you to play with them until they see you playing with somebody else.
Okay. Okay.
Besides, the best way to energize yourself is through new people.
Right. It's through new people.
There's no problem that seeing the business through the eyes of a new customer, a new distributor.
Yeah, and their excitement.
Anybody else? Anything else? Okay, so same bat channel next week.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys really want to run, I don't have to do every one of them. Curtis can help. I'm sure there's other people. Do them every week.
That'd be
Build
awesome.
muscle. Build muscle. And, and teach people, show up. You never know, but, you want to fill the calendar for new people as well. Just get into the habit of, everybody should connect and get some juice at least once a week. Kind of take stock. That way the end of the month doesn't creep on people. You can find the problems when they're babies.
Right.
Not when they've had a whole month to grow into toddlers.
Well, we're excited to see you guys more and more. I'm super excited about this.
More and more.
So 90 days from now, we're going to rock the world.
I think so. Love you guys. See you next week.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. So let's move into the challenge really quick. Just for the 90-day challenge, just a couple questions that people were having. So in the commitment form that those of you that filled out, some of you had a little pitch with the $20 for the strength finders. Just so you know, I don't get anything from that. That's not the reason why we did that. The reason that we're doing the strength finders part of that is because we are also doing the accountability partner, and our goal is to be able to hook accountability partners up according to strengths. So we want to be able to, if you don't have an accountability partner, we want to be able to connect you with someone that's going to complement your strengths. So that's really the main reason why we're doing the accountability partner and the strengths finder, the strengths test in this part of the challenge. And like Lisa was saying, it's super important to stay connected. And so that will give you an opportunity and it'll give us an opportunity to be able to help connect you with someone that's going to serve you well in this process. So Kenzie, I think, has changed that in the commitment form. You can't move forward until you do that strengths test. So she's going to switch that up for right now. If you don't do the strengths test now, I highly encourage you to do that, because it's just going to be an investment in yourself and in your future. So it's not just a matter of doing the strengths test for your business. It really is, it's eye-opening to be able to help you to see how you're doing life in general. So it's a powerful tool to be able to have in regards to that. You don't have elites. The goal for this is that you will have people that you can help to move up towards elite. So that's the goal in this. So elite is a building block for our business. So if you are beyond elite, so that's where you would put in where the goal that the rank that you're going for. And it's just a matter of, like, I mean, we've talked about it before. Lisa was talking about it. It's just something to help you to have that clear picture, because it's not going to do any good for us to run for those 90 days and not have something very specific that we're going towards. So, and stretching is super important. One of the things that she said tonight is one of the things that she told me a few years ago that was very, it was powerful for me, because I missed goal. And I told her I missed my goal, and she said, "You didn't miss your goal. You just missed your time frame. What the timeline was." And that was super helpful for me. So in moving towards setting your goals, don't be afraid to go big with your goals. If you miss your timeline, the world is not going to end. All it does is help you to stretch your thinking. It really helps you to step into that dreaming process. So I just watched Bridge to Terabithia because my grandkids were watching it the other day, and it's like I want to watch this. And one of the things that stuck with me the most in that movie is shut your eyes and keep your mind wide open. And it was super powerful for me. And I think that's where the setting the goals and allowing yourself to dream and step into your vision is that it's just keep your mind wide open. Don't let the world and what other people say and your own fears and the limitations that you have in your head, don't let that stop you from setting big goals. And when I think about the goals that I've set, it's like, oh my gosh, what it just is, it's unreasonable. So I read this thing a long time ago about visionaries, and it talked about that visionaries very seldom reach their goal the very first time, because visionaries have no problem with going big because they know eventually they're going to get it. And that's the way once I started setting goals. Before I started doTERRA, I never did goals, never did any of that stuff. But once I got into the groove and found out how exciting it was to be able to set those goals and move forward, then it was like, heck, why not? Go for it. If you don't go for it, you're going to stay in the same spot. Just go for it. And if you're scared, then do it scared. If you feel like you're going to puke, do it anyway, because once you puke, you're not going to feel like puking again. Just keep going. There's different things. There's things in life that is always going to scare us. Always. The sooner we train our brains, train our minds, train our bodies, everything about us, as soon as we get into that mode of having it be okay to just take that step, even though we're scared, leap in faith and just move, because then you'll be guided and it's easier to know what to do next. Make sense?
Romy,
it does.
Romy, I don't have an accountability partner for this 90-day push. Who do I talk to get one?
So when you filled out the commitment form, did you say you didn't have an accountability partner?
I can't get it back. It wasn't done, and I have to start all over again. I just found out tonight that I can't find it.
Okay, we'll help you with that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll help you with that.
Just you can keep going, Iris.
Gosh, you are.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, so I realize that not everybody on here is doing the push with us, and just so you know, the push is your push. So it's not a matter of getting in there and signing up for the 90 days in order to meet someone else's expectations. This is for you. this is designed in order for us to come together and collaborate together, to run together, to have fun together, learn all of that stuff. It's just a way to be able to do it together. So it's the expectations that are on you are your expectations, not expectations that anyone else has put on you. Because I will tell you straight up, if someone would come to me and say, you need to do this so I can do this, I'd push back real hard. That was like very mild of what was going through my head. So the idea of doing this is not because one person in this group specifically is going for a goal. The idea for this is because my heart's desire is to have you guys have your dreams come true. So let's say I'm going for Presidential Diamond and that causes a little, what should I do? Then if that causes you to help your dreams come true, then I'm going for Presidential Diamond. So let's get the team moving, because the more the team gets moving, then your dreams will come true faster. That really is ulterior motive, manipulation, whatever you want to say. I'm going for Presidential Diamond. Who's going to go with me? Awesome. So if you haven't filled out the form, fill out the form, and then we'll start Monday. But in the process, we still have a few days left of the social media challenge. So really utilize the last few days of the month, jump in there and do what you can in the social media challenge, really get those habits moving and really just solidify that and figure out what lane you're going to be on for the next 90 days. Make sense? Awesome. All right, we're going to do the giveaway.
The giveaway tonight is an HD clear. That's it? You never messaged me back, Romy, and by your face, I can tell you were like, well, what?
What? That's not what we talked about.
Do you want to do what we talked about?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not an HD clear. Save that for next time. The giveaway.
We can do that too.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give away that first then, since I already announced.
Okay.
The winner of the HD clear is Patty.
Awesome.
Oh, and she's excited.
Congratulations. If you'll send your information to Kenzie, she'll get that off to you.
Thank you very much. I will.
You betcha. So you want me to say what we're doing, Kenzie?
Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Is this another thing I don't know about?
You will in just a minute. So we're giving away a baby kit tonight, but we're not giving away a baby kit for you. We want you to give it away. That's what I want you to do. So next, Kenzie.
The winner of the doTERRA baby kit is Gail.
Yay, Gail! You have someone you'll be able to give that to? Everyone has pregnant people in their lives or babies in their lives. You're muted if you're talking, Gail.
Okay, I'm muted now, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, I have a niece who is pregnant. She lost her first child.
Oh.
So this is her second. So she's 3 months pregnant, and it's a girl. So when I'm trying to get her and her mother both, because they both need to get into doTERRA. With Mom, I did do the diffuser challenge in her office. She enjoyed it, but that was about as far as we went. So I talked to her back and forth. So yes, I do have somebody to give that baby kit to.
Awesome, awesome. What a great blessing that will be.
It will be. Thank you.
You betcha. The next prize that we're going to give away is a GoPro book. go, Kenzie.
Wow, I don't even know about this one. I'm excited. I feel like Mark. I've been blindsided. Like, what's going on? Okay, the winner is. Oh, your camera's not on. Sorry. Neil.
Woohoo!
I could feel it coming. I could feel it.
Awesome!
That's why you were laying down, right?
What's that, Mark?
That's why you were laying down,
Yeah, I
in
woke
case
up.
you fainted.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. That's the one book I actually don't have, so that's perfect.
Oh, sweet. Very cool. All right. So if you can stop recording, that'd be awesome, please.